I finally found the perfect sensitivity settings for Delta Force Mobile after hours of playing this game, and you can use these sensitivities no matter if you're playing on an iPad or if you're playing on a phone because it works on all devices. So if you're struggling with your sensitivity in this new game, then make sure to follow this video. Now the first thing you have to do to fix your sensitivity is change the setting that makes your sensitivity more consistent. If you have been playing this game for a while, then you might have noticed that your sensitivity is acting different on every match you play, which is a pretty big problem. And this problem will make your aim bad and make you lose a lot of fights, which is not something that you want to deal with, and that's why you have to go to your sensitivity settings and change your turning mode from accelerated to fixed. This setting will make sure that your sensitivity is always the same in every match no matter how you're swiping your screen, which of course will improve your overall aim by a significant amount. But there's also another setting that you can change to improve your aim, and to find this setting you have to go to your basic settings and then click on control and then scroll down until you see the setting called sensitivity transition mode. By default this setting is set to instant, but you have to change it to the one that says gradual, because when you have this setting set to instant, your sensitivity will change as soon as you press the scope button, which can make your aim pretty bad. But after setting it to gradual, your sensitivity will slowly change while you're scoping in, giving you a more natural transition, and because of that natural transition, your aim will be much better than before. Now we're gonna fix our sensitivities in the global tab, and the first one is called total touch sensitivity. This sensitivity is activated when you're simply looking around the map. All you need to know is that unless you're firing your gun, you're using the total touch sensitivity, and you need to set the value of the sensitivity to 157 because that will help you play more aggressive. Now the next sensitivity is going to be the touch MDV, which a lot of people don't understand what this setting does, but basically this is your sensitivity when you're aimed in with your weapon but not firing your gun, and it's important to keep this sensitivity lower than your total touch sensitivity for a better aim, so make sure to keep it at 0.8. Moving on to the vertical and horizontal touch sensitivities, you have to keep them both at 100, so basically just keep it like how it is by default. And then we need to talk about your firing sensitivity, which is basically your sensitivity when you're firing your weapon without scoping in. It's also known as hip firing, and this technique is used to kill your enemies when they're extremely close to you. So make sure to keep this sensitivity to 70 to have the most accurate shots when you're hip firing. As for this sensitivity called the fire MDV, it's basically your sensitivity when you're scoped in and firing your weapon. You need to keep it lower than your firing sensitivity, so make sure to set it to 0.8. And of course keep these two sensitivities like they are by default. And also later on in this video I'll be showing you 3 secret settings that I use to make these sensitivities even more powerful. But first let me show you a cheap way of getting rich in Delta Force Mobile. If you want to make your account look premium in Delta Force Mobile, then you need to buy some Delta coins, but these Delta coins are quite expensive, which can be a burden to a lot of people, but I found a way to get them for even cheaper. There's a website called lootbar.gg where you can buy Delta coins for 22% cheaper than the official price, and not only that, you also get 10% off for being a new user, so that's a total of 32% discount. For example, this bundle of Delta coins inside the game costs $50, but the same bundle in Lootbar costs only $35. Lootbar has a high score of 4.9 stars on Trustpilot, and it has received tens of thousands of reviews, which is enough to show that their service is safe and effective. So if you want to get a total of 32% discount when buying Delta coins from Lootbar, then make sure to click the link on the description. But now it's time to fix your camera sensitivity, which is the next part of this video. And here are all the camera sensitivities that you should be using. It's basically scaling your sensitivity down by 5 every time you move a scope, because the more you zoom in with your scope, the harder it's going to be to line up your aim, so we need to decrease the sensitivity. Feel free to copy every single one of these sensitivities because most of these sensitivities are for your scopes. And also here's all the firing sensitivity that you should be using, so feel free to copy these too. Again, we're also going to be decreasing these sensitivities as well because of all the scopes. But now let me show you 3 secret settings that I use along with these sensitivities to make my gameplay even better. The first one is called lean peek, which allows you to lean your character from different objects like a wall, and this comes in very handy, especially when you're capturing different objectives inside the game because you could be fighting a lot of enemies. Leaning from walls or different objects allows you to hide a significant part of your body, so it decreases the chance of you getting shot. To find this setting, you have to go to your basic settings and then click on control, and you'll see that this is the first setting on this list, so make sure to turn it on. There's also another setting that I use to help me win more fights, and this one is called Quick ADS Fire. The thing is, when you press the fire button in Delta Force Mobile, your weapon doesn't start shooting while you're scoping in, and this is a pretty big problem when you're playing in close range because you want to make sure that your weapon is actually shooting, and that's why you have to go to your basic settings and turn on this setting called the Quick ADS and Fire, and that will allow your weapon to shoot even while you're scoping in, meaning you can land more shots on your enemies. But the setting that really helped me improve my gameplay is the custom HUD that I'm using. I use a 4-finger HUD to play Delta Force Mobile, and it works surprisingly well. And this 4-finger HUD is very easy to use, so it's only gonna take you about 10 minutes to get used to it. I recently made a video about this HUD, and I highly recommend you to check it out and use this HUD as well. So click on this video to check out my custom 4-finger HUD. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.